Make an ass of yourself on our second podcast. Go on.
So you're referring to my iron tooth example, aren't you? Yeah. So when I first started swimming open water, I didn't realize how much of a fear I had of open water swimming. I was a pretty competent swimmer in the pool.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was much better at breaststroke because I wasn't 6'4" and built like a tank. So I swam at a pretty decent standard as a breaststroker, but it was never brilliant at front crawl. Never needed to be because I was quite good at breaststroke. But I was competent. I was swimming, training with City of Birmingham training squad and stuff. So I was an okay swimmer, just 5'8" instead of 6'8". But I assumed that when I signed up and did my first Ironman that I was going to be pretty decent at the swim. I didn't need to worry too much about the swim. I was a good swimmer as a kid. Admittedly, 30 years had passed, but I was a good swimmer as a kid, so I'll be fine. It was only when I did the last 6 weeks or so and started doing open water practice, once the sea temps had come up a bit, that I realised I had a real fear for it. So I went and actually had a couple of sessions of hypnotherapy, and it sorted me right out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I was absolutely fine. It's quite common. Far more people than they would expect have this fear of the unknown, of like the minute the sea's murky enough, you can't see the bottom, people kind of freak out. And it's normal and it's easy to fix. There are ways and means of doing it. But I got in there, got in the water, got swimming out to the first buoy. Like every first time, I'm really, really keen to take the tightest line to the shortest distance, and wanted to get in there, mix it with everybody else. Copped an elbow in my face and lost a tooth. It wasn't a full tooth. It was an implant, but it was a Ironman's. We joke about Ironman being an expensive sport. When you lose a denture along the way, it's an extra $3,000 to have it replaced. It became a very expensive day, but then had to swim the remaining 3.4K plus the bike plus the run with a tooth missing. And by the time I'd finished, my mates back home had already nicknamed me Iron Tooth. So we'll flash a photo up of me missing a tooth. So yeah, look, it happens, and stuff will happen on the swim. If I hadn't had those 2 hypnotherapy sessions to deal with my anxiety, but I recognized there was a problem. I found a solution and dealt with it. For those who don't do that, then an incident like that, like having your goggles knocked off or whatever it might be, getting swam over, if you haven't kind of recognized as a problem and addressed it, it's going to become a real problem. If it's a real problem when you're 500 meters out to sea, you're then relying on those kind of the volunteers on the surf skis or whatever to pull you out the water. So I recognized it was a problem and dealt with it before I got in. And actually, when it happened, I wasn't planning on losing a tooth, but it was fine, and it didn't become a problem. But yeah.
You didn't end up swimming the whole way singing "All I Want for Christmas Is Me Too" front teeth stuck in you.
No, but like I say, I don't know. Someone must have taken a picture of me on the bike. So word had got back to this was in Barcelona. Word had got back to Jersey. By the time I finished the race and opened up my phone, I just got dogs abuse from all the boys back home talking about Iron Tooth, and someone had even come up with a little logo and sent it to me and stuff. And
we need to make a cartoon character of that for our show, man. That's our new picture up on the board.
Exactly, yeah. So that was mildly amusing, but yeah. So that's a funny story about me. Come on, you must have a funny swim.
Oh, there's a couple. I guess